In this example, we're solving a problem that involves renting or buying a house. This is an important concept, and it depends on a number of things when we decide whether we're going to rent or buy. Uh, some of it might be on how much, whether we can afford the down payment or not. Um, what is the interest rate that you're paying on the mortgage? How much is rent? And how long are you going to be in that situation? Now, we can't tell the future, but in this case, we're talking about 3 years. So those are some of the things we have to look at. The easy part in this question is how much it will cost to rent. The cost to rent is Don and Pat are renting a house for $1,600 per month. They plan to renew the lease yearly, so we assume that the rent will still be $1,600 for the entire 3 years of that they're renting. So how do we figure out that? Well, it's just $1,600 every month for 3 years. So that would be 1,600 times 12 times 3 for the years, and that will give you $57,600. That's how much it would cost to rent for 3 years. That was the easy part. Now, we have to figure out what will it cost if we're to buy the house. So if we're going to buy a house, we have to look at what's our down payment. So how much of the house do we have to pay for right now? In this case, we're told that the down payment is 5%. So that means you're paying a mortgage of 95%. So to figure out what your down payment is, you just take 5% of the cost of the house. So 249,900 times 0.05 gives you $12,495. That would be how much you'd have to pay on the house right away. And then you'd have to pay your monthly mortgage payments. So in order to do that, we have to figure out, well, how big of a mortgage will we have to have? So since we put down $12,000 as our down payment, we are left with $237,405. That will be what the mortgage will be for. So now we have to figure out how much will our payments be. So we're told that it's a 20-year term. We're going to be paying on it monthly, and it's compounded semi-annually at 5.5%. So what do? Well, we pull out our calculator. We want to use a calculator. I like the TMV advanced calculator. That's part of the FN financial calculators. And we know that the present value is $237,405. Now we don't know what the payment is, and we want the future value to be 0. And we're told that we're going to do that at an annual interest rate of 5.5%. 240 months, that's how many periods we're going to have. And it's compounded semi-annually. So the compounding is semi-annually. It's off the video right now. And you hit the payment button, and it will tell you what your payments would be. So if we just take a look at what this payment would be, it is $1,624.78. That would be what our mortgage payment would be. And that gets paid every month. And in 20 years, the house will be paid off. So this question continues, and the important part here is we're interested in 3 years. So in 3 years, we want to sell this house. So now we have to see, well, what would be the value of the house in 3 years? So we can use that same financial calculator. and everything stays the same. Present value stays the same, but now we know what our payment is. Our annual interest rate is still 5.5%. The compounding periods is 36 months. And the future value, when you press that future value button, that's the one thing that's going to change, is now our future value is $215,992.52. So that's how much you still owe on the house. So the next thing we have to find out is, when we sell our house, how much is it worth? So we're told that the house depreciates by 10% over 3 years. So that means it's worth less than what it was. So if it depreciates by 10%, that means it's worth 90% of what it used to be. So it was worth $249,900. We times that by 0.90 to give us $224,910. That is what you're selling the house for. So what else do we have to know? Well, we can figure out how much money we made on the house. So we sold the house for $224,000. We subtract the 215,000, and we're left with just under $9,000. That's how much money you made from selling the house. So your costs over the 3 years would include your down payment, all of your mortgage payments, and then you could subtract the profit from your house. So what would that be? Well, here's the numbers. This is your down payment, and then your 36 monthly payments, and then you subtract your profit. And that should give you $62,069.60. So this is the cost of buying a house, living in it for 3 years, and then selling it. So take a look at the numbers, and just when you compare it for 3 years, the cost of renting is quite a bit less than the cost of buying. There would be also some extra fees involved when you buy a house, which might be for the realtor, and then you might also have your have to fix things in the house that you buy. So the cost of buying a house would be more even than $62,000. So in this case, it looks like renting would be the better option.